Today, we will talk about demand theory in economics and how it impacts consumer demand for goods and services in the market. Demand theory is an economic principle relating to the relationship between consumer demand for goods and services and their prices in the market. Demand theory forms the basis for the demand curve, which relates consumer desire to the amount of goods available. As more of a good or service is available, demand drops and so does the equilibrium price. Demand is simply the quantity of a good or service that consumers are willing and able to buy at a given price in a given time period. People demand goods and services in an economy to satisfy their wants, such as food, healthcare, clothing, entertainment, shelter, etc. The demand for a product at a certain price reflects the satisfaction that an individual expects from consuming the product. This level of satisfaction is referred to as utility, and it differs from consumer to consumer. The demand for a good or service depends on its utility to satisfy a want or need, and the consumer's ability to pay for the good or service. Demand theory is one of the core theories of microeconomics, aiming to answer questions about how demand is impacted by income levels and satisfaction. Consumer preferences and tastes are also factors built into demand in an economy. The law of demand introduces an inverse relationship between price and demand for a good or service, wherein as the price of a commodity increases, demand decreases. This relationship is illustrated through the demand curve, which has a negative slope to reflect the inverse relationship between the price of an item and the quantity demanded over a period of time. Factors such as the income effect or substitution effect can lead to an expansion or contraction of demand, and consumers may also experience a change in demand due to factors other than price. The law of supply and demand explains how supply and demand are related to each other and how it affects the price of goods and services. When supply exceeds demand for a good or service, prices fall, and when demand exceeds supply, prices tend to rise. There is an inverse relationship between the supply and prices of goods and services when demand is unchanged. Supply and demand rise and fall until an equilibrium price is reached, reflecting the balance between supply and demand. Here are 4 key takeaways. 1. Demand theory describes the way that changes in the quantity of a good or service demanded by consumers affects its price in the market. 2. The theory states that the higher the price of a product is, all else equal, the less of it will be demanded, inferring a downward sloping demand curve. 3. Likewise, the more demand that occurs, the greater the price will be for a given supply. 4. Demand theory places primacy on the demand side of the supply-demand relationship. Hope this would help. Thanks for watching.